All right, welcome back, everybody. We are going on to day 7, where I'm going to give you a tour of the parcel after I finish decorating these 5.5 months later now from when I started. First, I wanted to give a little show off of how I ended up decorating my avatar to fit the aesthetic. So before I went full fantasy, because I'm so used to doing cyberpunk that I wanted to more embrace nature and all that goodness. And now we're going to split the difference between the apocalypse and a fantasy. So we're keeping some of the antlers that I had. These are branch antlers from Static. We got my, what is it called, steampunk goggles going on from Lab 737. Oh, bug goggles. We got my bunny rabbit pet perched on my shoulder with the best animations ever. We have this, whatchamacallit, targeting. This was a free attachment provided by Insilico, which is a cyberpunk role-playing sim. I don't know if they still do it, but once upon a time, once you signed up for roleplay, they gave you a little welcome package, and this was part of it. It was pretty cool, and I still use it. I just made the Insilico part invisible. We got my piercings, we got my neck collar, which is just to hide the fact that I have never figured out how to make the skin of the face match the skin of the body. I also just kind of like the look. We got our jewelry, and then we have our little torn, grungy jacket. It's got like this really cool image on the back. There you go. Oh, it's the jacket with tank top. So it's the GBDD jacket. Well, let me show original. Gabriel. It came with its own cami tank, but I didn't like it. I liked this tank top instead, which I've used before. It's a little semi-transparent. I think it looks really pretty. We have some strappy finger cuffs, rings, and then we have a digital watch. We have our strappy pants that I was wearing earlier, and then to complement it, we have our little feminine punk boots. These definitely came from Death Row Designs. Pants, I can't remember where they came from, and it won't let me click on them. Sis Comox pants from SYS Design Fashion Store. Someone else had asked me about this, and I shared that with them. They said they couldn't find it there anymore, so I don't know if these pants are still available. I really liked just that the whole folded over look with all the belts and stuff, and we got some zippers going on. Yeah, so the backpack. The backpack is more of a fantasy backpack with the bow and stuff. Hunter backpack. Creators Ify. Oh, it's down here. I have not put it away. It just says 0055 Hunter backpack. So Ify, I guess, is, you'll have to look for that designer if you want to figure out what store it came from. Because I liked this image so much, I didn't want the backpack covering up, so I have the backpack attached to the shoulder instead of to my back. That way it will move slightly differently. If you notice that, I feel like it gives it a much more natural look as I'm walking around. And as she does her little gestures, the backpack will move differently. The strap they have as a separate piece, so you can adjust that separate from the backpack, so it doesn't clip weirdly into your body. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is the little rooftop garden that I finally figured out, which was the survivor's attempt at creating a sustenance garden in the early days after the apocalypse happened. Now, clearly we are many years after the apocalypse happened, but we're going to have the garden still going. And while I was laying it out, I got a lot of ideas of the next phase of this build, which I will go into later. So let's check out what I finally did with this garden. All right, so we got a barrel of water. We're not gonna really address how we got the water up here. we'll just say it's these buckets and a daily trek to and from the river. We've got our garden soil, we've got some seeds. These little plots are all from the same designer, Autumn Magic. It says pumpkin patch, but it was this, there's a HUD where it lets you decide on the different items. The problem is if you have multiples out and you click on one to bring this up, it'll change all three of them. So I had to like make copies, set the thing, save it. And then because we're in this rooftop space, I didn't want just this dirt out everywhere because it's supposed to blend in with the land. So what I did is I borrowed the frame from this, which is a completely different garden plot from a different vendor. Cute, Seabit, Growable, Summer something. Sunflowers. Oh, that's this one. And then the other one's like a pumpkin patch. I had them edited together. Bad Cats Mesh Pumpkin Vine. Cats Republic. But anyways, I could unlink the frame, make copies, and framed all these other ones. And we have like a basket with half-picked plants. The lights are from Floor Plan. Floor Plan, another vendor that's gotten a lot of my money. And what I did was I went in and I edited just the light bulb faces to be full bright, which you can't see because I have it locked. And then I had them each section emitting their own light. So at nighttime, it looks pretty cool. So let's switch this to a nighttime view real quick. There we go. So we have, you do have to be careful if you have too many lights. It doesn't, Second Life can only have so many lights going on at any given time. And then this is also a semi-transparent material, so it's going to be a little wonky, but I so like what it ended up looking like out here. We're going to move it back to a daytime look here. We'll just have this be straight up daytime. That'll help with the tour, and then we'll flip it back and forth between daytime and nighttime, so you can get a good idea of what this looks like between the two. We're going down the path. Something I did notice, I don't know if y'all noticed this, as I was talking up the atoll bridges, I was like, oh, it's just a few prims. It's from Linden Labs, it's free. Yeah, this thing was like 29 land impact on its own. And I was like, how is that possible? It's like 6 prims. And what it turned out to be was one of these back legs wasn't these little triangles or whatever. It was like a semicircle put into a quarter size. And that by itself was 20 land impact. So that made this whole thing like 29. So I took that out. I replaced them with these legs that were only 1 land impact. And we're back to this thing only being by itself like 5 land impact, as it should have been from the beginning. Totally bought myself some more land impact with which to populate the garden. All right, so going back down. Oh, here is, I talked about at the very beginning, creating a torn off piece of bridge with the idea that maybe the bridge went on further beyond this neighborhood to other neighborhoods, but it got isolated, it got torn down during some mishap, and this is all that's left. I like it. These little bits are just prims with a texture on it, as are these right here, which I had mentioned again in the first video of just replacing those ones I had to remove because they were just these. And I mean, from a distance, I don't know if you can really even tell. Maybe they look a little dark, but I find that acceptable myself. So we're going back here. Oh, the wind chimes are working. That's good. There was some lag earlier. It wasn't allowing the wind chimes to work. We'll sit here. They'll let me knee up There we go. The idea is this is where I would park my girl. I'm going through whatever shopping folders, links that are provided, or if I just like to have this in the background while I'm writing or something like that. I really love the birds. I think, especially when I'm looking at it from like this angle, we got the waterfall, we got the trees with their slight swing. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's just such a slight little breezy movement, and we have the birds. It's really relaxing. Over here, I realized I didn't have a lot of fantasy elements, so I put out what I could. I might end up taking these down, because maybe it's a little overkill, because maybe I don't want to go full fantasy anymore. I don't know. I can never end up staying on one decision or another. We do have more industrial looking stuff. Go with the sci-fi apocalypse element. This turned out you can't sit on it. Has many sitting options, which is nice. I did shrink it down a little bit, so I'll probably end up having to adjust all those. So that's from Sway's Fey Mushroom Seat. Yeah. I think maybe like fireflies make everything look a little magical. Whoop. All right, let's walk on through the water here. Let's jump up. Okay. Now, let's look over here real quick. So, in front of this Death Row Designs house, which is the Voodoo Shop, which I don't even think I have it connected with anything else. No, that is all by itself 131 land impact. Like, I love Death Row Designs stuff, but you're paying for it. It's not cheap land-wise. I mean, it's also not cheap Linden-wise. We got the grass here, we got the little fireflies, and I end up using this little fence to make it feel like it had once been an intentional yard that now the river's cutting through. With our haphazard wall blocks creating a path around the stream. Yeah. Okay. So this area, I always called it like a standing pond. I always thought of it as like, maybe it would be like, not a jacuzzi per se, but just like a little area where you could safely play in the water without worrying about the stream accidentally taking you off. And this also has sitting animations. It is supposed to be a bus stop. Uh-oh. Let's get out of here. All right, here we have our statue that y'all saw me purchase while I was building this thing. Light's doing something weird today. Maybe it's just a pattern. Okay, Jesus. All right, so this had a weird thing. It had like another flat layer on top. It just had these textures going sideways. Now, I'd never noticed that before, and it looks super weird. Now it looks cool. Maybe it's a little not as bright, but I still think it looks awesome, especially with the butterflies here. I love the flowers creeping up around this. Yeah. So moving on, we are trapped on this side, so we're just gonna hop on over. So let's look in here. So I did end up putting that spiral back in that I thought I wouldn't like. The idea is maybe it's going into a somewhat magical portal going on. So again, we have our fireflies and we have this little altar. Jesus Christ, Ayla. It's like a little altar. For some reason, I could not think of the name altar. Yeah, if we switch this to nighttime view, that's my dog. Yeah, look at that. So this is our Skyrim night. It's very bright with blue. And then we have that little lit area. I think it looks really nice. Oh, while we're in nighttime mode, let's check out the little avenue underneath the garden I finally did something with. You'll see up here that I have this one window still lit. I'm imagining that maybe there is someone still hiding up in here. I did, have this window emitting. I have it locked so you can't see. I have something emitting. Select face. Yeah, there's something emitting somewhere. I just haven't clicked on the right thing. Oh, there we go. Emitting a light. Just to give it that little realistic touch of it bouncing off the leaves and the brick over here. This area I figured we'd keep it as a... Wow, I'm having trouble moving. Whew. Are we good now? Oh my gosh, the lag all of a sudden. I mean, my FPS is doing good. I'm at 33 FPS. You'll notice I have my draw distance at 72. That's why we haven't been seeing any neighbors in the sky. And usually, especially over here, we'll see a lot of work over here. But I am going off of Wi-Fi while I'm recording this, so that might be causing some of the delay. Usually I'm plugged right in to the router or whatever. So here, I have a few seating areas just in case, you know, maybe I have a friend over. We can sit here and chat and feel protected with the lights. Again, the creator had added light emitters, but it was so bright, so I just dimmed it down a little bit. It's not bad. Okay, let's get out of here. I feel like this is nice. This is where you want to be, you know, chilling in the nighttime. Over here, we have our little fairy set up. We have the candle emitting light. We have some different colored lights, you know, purple and yellow, I think blue or something, just to give it a little bit more of a magical feel. We're not going to zoom in on the fairies too much because they are naked. This chicken right here is to remind me that I will eventually want to bring in the chicken coop that I got from some sale at some point. Probably from Jan. Right. I still have, I made this a little bit bigger. It looks super comfy, doesn't it? You see I have a lot more grassy weeds going on around just to camouflage the more basic shapes I have going on for my land. And we're going to switch back over to daytime. At some point, I got this beehive set up. There's another beehive stump that came separately. But look at how perfect the brick matches the house. Like, I could not have planned it better. It's like it was made for the house. I had to make the roof I'd add a little bit of blue to the roof because it was very red. But it was like it was meant to be. And then I added this hose to the side. And this you can sit on. I did resize it, so I may have to, adjust my position a little bit. But it has like cleaning combs, so if I wanted to role play working with bees, I could. I'm sure I have a particle system somewhere for bees. This also has a clicky thing to create bee sounds. That's annoying, so we're going to stop that for now. All right, so we're at the end of the road here, and we're going to go in. You'll see I noticed I added a little bit of extra trees to give more coverage. I just love this back little area. I believe I have some animations with that as well. Oop, I left the fridge doors open. Close. There we go. Yep. Yeah, anytime you have any objects and you can click on something and it will move and expose more stuff. Genius, love it. You have my money. I wonder, no, don't take it. It'll let me sit on it. It will literally let me sit on it, but it doesn't look like it has any animations. That's fine. Not everything has to have animations. We have our little hanging garden here with our little fruits and stuff. We have our closet that we couldn't fit in the bedroom. We have our little kitchen area that I'm not too good at cleaning up apparently. We have our pots and pans hanging. We have a light. And then I ended up not really filling this up because I just didn't have enough, I guess, just random little objects. I'm sure I'll fill this up eventually. Don't you worry about that. Oh, I loved this little set. Let's see where it came from. The chairs and the table came from the same thing. So let's see. Oh, Death Row Designs Vagabond Table. Of course it's Death Row Designs. Look how cute. Look at the patterns. Over here we have our dishwasher. Not dishwasher. We have our washing machine for laundry. Mainly because I liked the pipe stuff going on. We're just going to ignore the tube back there ends out of nowhere. We have like our little plant chemical set going on, like we're doing experiments from Vespertine, plant propagation. And this is medical kit from AD. Like maybe these are the medicinal plants. Did have a hanging plant thing, but it didn't look good. It was a little primmy looking. I had used it in the Witch Fantasy parcel before. So we have our cozy sitting area. This will do for now. I think I had a nicer sitting spot, but then we have our sci-fi coffee table that I do want to replace at some point. We got some witchy looking books. So we're not just doing science experiments, we're doing magic. We have our rocking chair, we have our view, which I did end up sinking the vines in a little bit. We have this artwork. I believe I got it at a sale. Is it not going to let me? There we go. Photo frame power from CTA2 Doghouse. Power mesh. Y'all, it'll help if you put just some semblance of your store name in the object name. I know it seems redundant, but in times like this, it really helps. We got our stove, which I know is going to come back to. You hear that? This designer really put it all in. You got the sparks coming out. You can hear the crackling fire. When you close it, it mutes itself a little bit. It also emits light. Look at that. Again, you add little features like this, you got my money. TBF Potbelly Stove. All right, we're gonna go into the bedroom now. Okay, cool. This area we have our, what did they used to call them? Not rustic, but you know, we have our more rundown looking dresser. And then this, I'm just literally just trying to add any more sci-fi elements that I can. So we have this over here. We have these TVs over here. This definitely feels cyberpunk with the TVs and then the art, more classical art in the background. This was a gift. It's from Club Aftermath. That was a club in Silico. Once upon a time, I role played as the bartender there, and the owner, quote unquote, of the Aftermath, as a parting gift, gave me a copy of this that I could just make copies of. You can change the screen. the different things. And these would just be up around the club, giving different visuals. Yeah, I liked this one though. I showed you this before. I added a light emitter for this one. Hold on, let me take off the locked. Everything's locked because I will move things and then add textures to things, right? All right. So yeah, it's just a plain blank rectangle, right? And so I have it aimed out this way. It's emitting a darker, dusty yellow, like it's coming from this yellowish screen. But I have it linked with all this stuff. There you go. So that way, when I'm sitting here, you can see my shadow. It feels really, I guess it just adds a touch of realism where you can see the shadows coming off of her. And then we also have the bed, which has a bunch of animations and defaults to couples animations for some reason. I need to go back and adjust all these because you see she's really sunk in there. But yeah, this is my dream bed, just all the cushions and pillows possible. And this is its own set of animations as well. We'll pretend I'm watching TV. Or we can just look out. Again, just all the different places to park my girl where I can like just have a nice scene to check back in on. You have like the running water you can slightly hear in the background. Oh my God, is that it? Are we done? Did I show you everything? If there's anything I missed that you were hoping I would explain, just let me know. I am more than happy to review just what little knowledge I've garnered. Oh, snap. There's one more thing. Bathroom. Teeny tiny little bathroom. I even ended up putting a drain in here so it made sense that we'd have this shower just standing in here. Just clicking on everything. The drain is just a prim with just some texture on it, so it looks kind of like a drain. That's as much effort as I was going to put into it. We have a little bit of privacy. I believe you can sit on this. Oh, I also adjusted a lot of things on this toilet. So sitting down, see, look, feet are touching the floor. It makes a little sense, but she did kind of stand at an angle when sitting down. Though I do really like that touch that they had her actually miming that she was taking down her pants to sit on the toilet. And then we have the shower. I don't know if I can actually sit on the shower. Yeah, I don't think the shower itself has animations, but at least you can turn it on and stand in it. There's no light in here. I should probably get around to putting the light in here. Oh, yes, final thing. So I was talking about future plans for this place. I am not crazy about the little alleyway anymore. Spent so much time with it. It is 75 land impact, admittedly. Just a little over half the impact of that one house over there. But my new plan is to bring back that one building that I had messed up the windows on and gave up on. Bring it back, plug it over here, and then just have trees on the surrounding, bring in some land, and then have like a little farm area. So I have my bees over here, and then I could role play having my own little farm with chicken coop and see what other farm type stuff I can bring back over here. I had a little garden in my previous parcel, and I had a little farm. Oh, I do have a pig. I had a little pigsty from the witch fantasy parcel that I had done before. So I think that's what my next plans are. I had not planned on this coming out Christmas Eve. It just kind of, that's when I finally finished doing all the stuff and all the editing, and I started putting out the videos, then I realized that this video is going to come out on Christmas Eve. I did mention redecorating this place for Christmas. Don't think I'm going to do that. Don't think this is going to be a wintry place. That will probably wait till next year. All right, so what I've decided to do is just to show you a quick run through of the sky doing its thing over my land here. Hopefully no one gets nauseous. And I guess that's it. This concludes building this parcel. I'm fairly happy with what I've done. There's always more to do, but the vision that I had started with, I feel is now complete. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas and holidays and New Year's, and hope 2024 is good for y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye.